Hello, welcome to Aquarium Thoughts Live. I'm Dave. Today I'm talking about snails and embracing the snail life. Rachel Larry just got done with her live stream, so I figure I'll go live on mine now. Still kind of waiting for a few more people to stroll in. As I can see, it doesn't look like there's anyone here yet, but that should change shortly. I know Anthony's Fishy Friends and Fishy on Tenatics was here just a little bit ago. Fishing was still early. Yes, you were. And Anthony's said, "What's up?" A reminder set. So he should be here shortly. And apparently there are 2 people watching right now. So how's everyone going so far? I hope everyone's nice and safe. And looks like there's a bunch of people in here. Hello, Aquaballs. Welcome to joining, as well as the Zen Ginger, as well as Bob Kaler from Kaler's Aquatics. How you guys doing? How are you guys holding up in this wonderful times where people get to stay around the house and pretty much do nothing but, I don't know, play with the fish? Hello, Anthony's Fishy Friends. I knew you were gonna show up shortly, so how you guys holding up? Staying home, I'm assuming, unless you're an essential worker. Hopefully you can't hear my boys shouting in the background. They're kind of having fun in watching a movie, I guess. I'll probably be joining them after I'm done with this stream. Okay, so I guess now is probably a good time to start. Everyone's still kind of saying hi to each other, but today I do want to talk about snails as well as embracing the snail life. Primarily, this is another thing I kind of thought about while I was browsing social media. Social media is a great place to find topics. So here I go. And of course, if you ever want to hear a topic, in the comments down below, or you can email me at dave@aquariumthoughts.com. Just give me suggestions if you want to hear what I want to talk about. Just do that. Just put in the comments down below. But basically, I was just kind of reading Facebook, and this is what I found. This is just a post that someone posted. Just found a pest snail in a tank with new substrate, new rocks, new wood, new equipment, and tissue cultured plants. How did they hitch a ride on my catfish? That would probably be how I think that they probably got that snail. Let's see. Took a vacation today. Wanted to knock my manager out yesterday, but I better stay home. Yeah. Probably should stay home after that. Relax, cool down, enjoy the time off. I'm enjoying my time off. Kind of a little bit forced, kind of a little bit on my side. I don't want to be around people who might have COVID-19. Being an essential worker, I would have to be working. But being where I work, it probably deals with a lot of sick people, being in a pharmacy. So, but anyways, I do want to talk about snails. Aquaballs, yes, you have a bunch of snails. I have a bunch of snails too. Not as much as I used to. I know when I had my 20 tall with my pistogramas, I had a lot of snails in there. A lot of good snails. I know a lot of people will consider these pest snails. I used to have a lot of Malaysian trumpet snails in the tank, which I actually feel are very beneficial. Mainly because I don't see why people consider this pest snails. I know I went to one of my local fish stores and like, can I have a few of those snails? And like, no, you don't want those? You don't want those? I'm like, yes, I do. I actually want those snails, mainly because I do like the Malaysian trumpet snails because they're very beneficial in turning over the sand and making sure that there's nothing building up below the sand. which is one reason why I do like Malaysian trumpet snails. And I do wish I had more in my Shelly tank right now to get some of that sand that I do have in there, because it is. If you ever saw my Malaysian my multi tank, it has a thick layer of sand, primarily because I do want to have that thick substrate, just because I hear from other fish. He went over on the deep sand bed, deep substrate bed, which is what I've been doing on my current tanks right here, including this one down here. As you can see, there is a good layer of sand in there. Of course, with these Mabunas, they did kind of move it all over here. But yeah, I have 12 different types of snails. I think I only have 3 right now, which is the Malaysian trumpet snails. I have pond snails, as well as ram's horns. That, of course, is in my multi tank. I don't have any in this tank right here. I tried putting one of the ram's horn snails in that one. However, the fish kind of didn't like it being in there, and they kind of threw it around. Come get some. I'm I'm guessing overrun with them. And of course, Fisher and Tenetics. I have some Malaysian trumpet snails. Love them. I have the plain pest snails, bladder snails, I think, but maybe pond. So I got some assassin snails, and they bred and are taking over the tank now too. Yeah, that's the one thing about assassin snails. You try to use them to take care of what you think is a issue, and they become the issue. But yeah, I haven't really even seen any bad pest snails. I have platter snails or pond snails. I don't know. I can't really tell the difference. Hello, Jessica. Welcome to joining. Love watching the snails point sticking out of substrate. Hey, Fishion, have you ever turned on your light in the middle of the night to see all the activity from those? Because they really love coming out at night. I've done that on my Pistogramma tank in the past, where I turned on, because during the day you could see a few here rummaging around, but at night is when they really, really come out. They'll start climbing up the glass. They're all over everything. But I've never really seen any bad. See, I really don't even think why. I don't even know why people think that they're pest snails. Do they not like the look of them? I personally have never actually had an issue with them. Because I've never seen them eat my plants unless they're dying plants. I've never seen them take care of, like, I don't see why they're a pest now. I mean, they're a really good cleaner. I mean, basically I've seen them munching down on some of the algae, and that's another thing I don't think that's a very pest is algae. My multi-sink is teeming with algae. It's algae farm right now, which I actually take some of that algae out and actually feed the Mabuna right here. Doesn't look right without snails. Yeah, I mean, they're just part of the ecosystem. Ironically, I've never seen them being a pest. The one snail I had that was a pest that decided to munch on my Dwarf Sag was actually one that people want and actually want in their tank, which is those Swallowy rabbit snails. Those are actually the pest in my opinion, because they're actually going after my plants. Well, at least my jungle val. My jungle val, they used to go after that. Although the other plants they really didn't bother, but it was my jungle val that they went after. That was a snail that people don't even consider as a pest snail. Well, they say the pest snails don't eat fish eggs, but that's BS. I turn on the light at night, and they're always all over them. Rams and angels' eggs. Yeah, I mean, maybe if you're trying to breed fish, Maybe it's not good, but I haven't seen a problem in that. Now, Zen, do they actually eat the eggs, or do they eat the unfertilized eggs? I know with my pistogrammas, they used to actually pick up the Malaysian trumpet snails and actually move them across the tank, which is another fun activity. I have rabbit breeding in my planted tank. They don't eat my plants. Yeah, most of the plants I had with my rabbit snails, they didn't bother those ones, but for some reason they were going big time after the jungle val. Do they go after your jungle val aqua balls? But then again, maybe my jungle val wasn't surviving in that tank. I have no clue. Yes, New York Gold. I use snails as a cleanup crew in my breeder boxes. See, that's the good. I mean, that's another reason why I don't see how these pest snails are pest snails, because basically they do a good job at cleaning up, especially when you overfeed. And sometimes I do overfeed. And that's a good thing because they eat the overfeeding. They eat off the food that you overfeed them with, and that actually solves your issue of food just kind of going to waste. And that's the other thing that people I've read that how to control pest snails is don't overfeed. If you don't overfeed, if you don't give them enough food, they're not going to breed as fast, and they're not going to overtake your tank, which I have no problem with either. I don't have jungle val and don't like it. I mean, I kind of like the jungle val, especially the spiralis, primarily as the putting into the back as a background plant. I do like the jungle val, but yeah, it's a personal preference. See, they either eat it or at least knock them off the eggs, disappear, unless I leave the lights on 24/7. Yeah. But jungle val takes over my tank so fast, I have to put only jungle val in the tank. Yeah, it's one of those plants that will take over. But I've never had that issue for the most part. The one plant that I had that took over was my dwarf sag. My dwarf sag took over if you remember my main tank when I had it planted, all that green stuff on the bottom was dwarf sag, and as you can see, it was growing up. That really takes over pretty quickly. But as far as pest snails, I really don't see how. Let's see. I wish I could use them to clean up after my axolotls. Too risky for the axolotls. Thinking about coolie loaches. Yeah, that's the one thing you want to be careful on is having your aquatic life choke on them. Not good to have snails when your fish are going to put them in your mouth and choke on them, or your axolotls. Axolotls is one thing I cannot have being in California. They are actually legal out here, so I can't have those. Fry usually can't digest all the protein from BBS, so their poop still has nutrition in it, and the snail's going to eat it. Yep, good. I mean, that's. I think it's just a matter of just personal preference. I think there's just a lot of people that they see them, they think they're pests. And of course, my youngest boy is being loud right now. I hope you can't hear it on the lead feed right here. Will the axolotls choke Bob? Anthony, yes, they can choke, and that's why you don't see a lot of axolotls with gravel. From my who's being strangled. That's why you don't have gravel in axolotls tanks, because they will digest it and it becomes a problem. But yeah, that was my youngest boy. They're kind of being loud in the bedroom, even though my wife is trying to watch a movie in there. Yes, again, they are being loud again. But at least they're being loud in there and not out here for the moment. But that's one thing I wish I could have was axolotls. They're kind of cute. I know a lot of people out in other states, they do have them. And of course, you could actually find them in California because people do keep them legally. Although I did actually, I was actually in a local fish store once, and they actually received the shipment of axolotls. But it was actually, talking to them, it was actually for a teacher who was doing something in the classwork. That's one of the stipulations in that law is that if you're a teacher in education, you can get special permits for them. Unfortunately, for the most hobbyists out here, you can't. I'm kind of illegal. That's actually is illegal for a hobbyist to have them. But if you have special permits, especially in education, you can keep them. Hi, Levi. Hi, Liam.
Or pizza.
What?
You want fries?
I
want dumplings or pizza?
Pizza.
You want pizza? I want pizza.
Yes, for sure. I had pond pebbles, much larger, but food falls down in them. Bye. I would have one if my tanks didn't get too hot. Screw the rolls. Yeah, but I think that also comes with a hefty line if you're fined out on them. So probably has to do with being an endangered species. Some states are a little funky with that. And I think with California's issue is they don't want them to take over their native fauna or flora. No, that's fauna. Fauna, yeah. Animals will be fauna. They don't want to take. They don't want to overtake or interbreed with the natural fauna that's in California, which is one reason why they have them illegal out here. But and alcohols, that's why I have mudscapers. Couldn't get them. Mudscapers is probably a good choice as well. Future YouTubers. Yes, I know my oldest boy. He used to do videos until they did that crackdown on the DMCA law. I kind of told him no. Wait until you're a little bit older. Yet we are probably the closest state to where they come from. Yes, they are, Anthony. Being extinct or close to extinct down in Mexico. That's the other worry. But they're easy to breed in captivity, so it's not a worry of actually cultivating a rare animal. They're basically breed. They breed pretty easily from what I've heard. And being close to where they're from, they kind of actually survive out here. So that's the other thing to keep in mind. But anyways, as my boys are up and running around here, I'm going to cut this live stream short right now. I made my point on how on the snails, and actually I don't think that they're pests in general. So anyways, thanks for joining on this live stream. Let's see, California, Maine, New Jersey, and Virginia, they're illegal apparently. Yeah, different states are different. A few states like California, Maine, New Jersey, and Virginia do have them. They do have laws that make them illegal. My two are a pair, so I'm watching for a spawn. I wish you luck on Bob Kaler on that. I know a lot of people do have. That do have pretty good. Hey guys, can you be quiet for a moment, please? Thanks.
Love you.
My two are pair. I'm watching them for a spawn. I hope they do spawn for you. I hope you do vlog that or at least videotape that. I'm sure a lot of people would love seeing a video about that as well. I'm sure you will. I mean, even one, Bob. Okay, I'm gonna actually. I'll probably hopefully edit that one out. So, but anyways, I'm gonna head out now. My boys are getting restless. Anyways, thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next week. If you have any questions or any suggestions for future streams, do leave that in the comments below. Anyways, keep researching, keep learning, and have a great day. Thank you.